Ladies and gentlemen, today we go to space. Hopefully. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I am joined by Tim.
Hi.
And Jesse.
Hi.
As we discuss the interesting space flight simulator, Kerbal Space Program.
Every time that you say space, I'm really hoping that you'll pull like a Wheatley.
Space. Now, Jesse, you wanted to go on a slight little monologue before this really kicked off, so why don't you go ahead and do that?
Yeah, I wanted to show you, like, this is how big the system is right now. Like, you can go to all these planets and individually land on them and put your ships in orbit and things like that. So this place is huge. As you saw in the earlier system where we were originally in, that was as far as I got. Like, I didn't get out of there. I've spent more than like 24 hours probably playing this game at this point, and I've only gotten like to the moon. I haven't even tried doing anything, or haven't been able to get out yet. Now, I've already had this spaceship pre-built so that you guys can see what it looks like getting into space, because at first it's very slow, and this game has a very steep learning curve. So I have this ship already made up, and I know it works, so I'm just going to fly it up there so you guys can see what it's like. I'm going to eventually go back and we can see ship editing and customization and trial and error and things like that, how it's supposed to be played. But for now, I want to show you guys what it looks like when you start getting up. So.
Okay, yeah. When I first sort of watched this in action, this reminded me of a lot of Flash games or sort of iPod games where you'd start with a basic ship and you would launch, get like 400 feet in the air, gather resources on the way there, and then, crash and start over again, get even higher, and so on and so forth. But whereas that one was sort of just buying better engines and making your ship more aerodynamic, this seems to be more of a trial and error based on sacrificing your little crazy guys in the corner and loads of rocket fuel.
Essentially it is. You don't collect resources in this right now. It's in the alpha stage, by the way, so if you're looking to get this, just know that it's not fully developed at all. But for the most part, you don't collect resources. You have an unlimited amount. You just need to make sure your rocket can fly. That's what the main objective is. So usually you won't be worried about doing anything else in space other than getting your ship around orbit and things like that.
So when you said this is in alpha, so this is like really early in development.
Really, really early, yeah.
This is something that I really appreciate that an indie company is doing. It's the same thing that the main thing that I liked about Minecraft was that it was one guy or a small group of people, depending which game, and it was distributed directly from them. All the money went directly to them in order to, it's probably like server costs or whatever, but all the money went to and from the people with the purpose of developing and supporting the game. And I really like this that some indie companies are doing, but I wish this would expand even further. There are some developers who could stand to, I'm talking even AAA developers that could stand to just sell games direct from their website, set their price, purchase it from them, and call it a day. So
I think that they make a lot more money on like marketing out with other companies.
Well, they don't have to spend. They don't. Someone else takes care of marketing. That's the thing. But I'm just talking. Just in an ideal world, every developer would sell direct without the need of publishers. But this is sort of the thing about indie games that really makes them special is that there are no publishers. It's just them making and distributing it. And something like Kerbal Space Program, I can almost guarantee that any publisher will look at the game and go, put this game up for sale now for $23, and it's in alpha, and they would get turned on immediately. But because of YouTube interest and general interest in the style of game, they can sell it for the price they want to fund development of it. So it's very good. It's a very good indie game practice that we saw with Minecraft.
Well, if there were separate producers, then it wouldn't be an indie game. That's what indie game means. It is an independent game.
I think we have a disconnect in conversation here, amigo.
Aren't you saying that, like, indie games, like, production companies should take them on?
No, I'm not.
Oh.
I'm saying that's one of the things that really makes indie games stand out is that, in general, they can't be marketed and sold directly from the developer, and because a niche is recognized by an audience, that game is then picked up and sold at at great lengths. So, all right. So now we're seeing, you know, your ship having reached its atmosphere and having gone through several stages of you know, rockets going through solid and liquid fuel, and how does this work out?
It's very, very strange in how it works out, to say the least. Now, it does work. It's mostly a physics game, as you can tell. It's entirely based off of physics and how it works, and this is, I mean, I wouldn't go so far as to say this is a ship emulator. It's not. It's basic. It's just like a physics emulator. It's mostly just about you getting the right amount of thrust and everything like that to get your ship in orbit. And I've tried looking up guides online, and I'm currently right now I'm in a physics class, and for the most part I understand most of it, but it doesn't really help me very much when I'm trying to play the game, because the game it's based off physics, but it doesn't feel like it is. It feels like mostly it's based off something else that's close to physics, but it isn't. But it is based off of physics and how it works. Oh dear.
And
Did you just...
your rocket just exploded?
Yeah.
Yeah, I realized this when I was first doing it. I accidentally overheated my rocket because I thought that those rockets had a very high threshold of heat, and they don't.
Are you far enough out at this point that you're just like caught in the orbit anyway?
No, not. You see that blue line? Well, you
I
did see
saw
that
the blue line, yeah.
Yeah, the blue line was my current orbit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I'm just right now doing another look outside of the system right now. Like, I can't even get to any of those planets. I've gotten to the moon. That's it.
I do have to say, I tried to play this game once. I know you were there, Jesse.
Yeah, I was.
I was really, really into it for about half an hour, and then I was so unbelievably bored, and I haven't been able to touch it since.
It's understandable. I mean, for the most part, this game really, really intrigues me because this game is all about exploration, and it's not even like a game about exploration as you would see on like a console. This is a game about, can you actually physically explore it? Like, this is more of a challenging to explore. This game to me is like Lewis and Clark?
Space.
Yes.
That's what the title of this video is going to be now.
Lewis and Clark
Space?
in space.
Yep.
I can definitely understand why. And so now you've returned to your bay, and you're sort of working with, you know, customizing and creating a new ship. And
Yeah.
with this game, I've seen that it's very, very much so open to modding. And because
Is
because
it?
like Minecraft,
Yeah, it's heavy into modding.
I haven't seen
Yeah.
any mods for this game.
Oh, well, there's
You can-
on their main website and their forums, it's very heavily modded. I chose to go vanilla. I decided not to mod anything. I didn't want to get any more parts in or anything like that. I just wanted to stay vanilla.
Well, like, what kind of mods
So-
are there?
There's a fuck ton. There's like.
Are there any
faster
that
than
just
light
like
drives.
change the gameplay?
Oh yeah. There's like. I've
Because
seen
I'm mildly
mods-
intrigued to like join up in it again now.
Because there's ones that they're pretty much engines that out there that, of course, you have the game breakers where it's like, oh, you can go to this planet, and hell, there's even simulators that'll actually if you input what planet you want to go to, it'll just do it for you.
Okay, Jesse,
It's
I want to stop
like-
you for a second. Have you
Yeah.
ever seen a spaceship?
Yes, actually.
They don't look like this.
No, they don't. Not at all. That's the whole point of this. Is that you can create whatever one you feel like creating.
Yeah,
sort
but
of
they
feels
won't
like-
work.
It feels like
No.
it feels like you know those Raving Rabbids games. It feels like that, but for space travel in a weird sort of way.
I think
Yeah,
that's just
it's
because of
not
the art
supposed-
style.
It might be.
And also the silliness and the absurdity of it. But I was about to
Yeah.
say, when I talk about mods and the fact that it's available at alpha and it's being shown slowly, there's potential that this could be the next Minecraft.
No.
Yes.
No.
I would actually say so.
No, not at all.
I would. Are you kidding me? Like, there's so
There-
much more to this game
There's
than
not
I've
enough
experienced.
to do.
Are you kidding me? There is
Okay,
a shit
when
ton to do.
Minecraft was an alpha, what could you do?
No, but the
can
big
build
thing of
houses.
Minecraft is exploration.
And didn't Jesse just get through saying that this game is about exploring?
There's like
the
8
different
planets.
Are you kidding me? Those are fucking impossible to get to. I've put more than about
Yeah, but
70
you're not
hours in this game
exploring
right
anything. You can already see
Yes,
them
you
in the
are.
planetarium before you get there.
now. And
I
have
think
you
the
gotten
thing
there?
that Jesse,
No.
because the thing is that in Minecraft you're just going. You go, you find something, cool, you go back home. In this, it's all about the journey there. It's all about creating that perfect
Yes.
spacecraft that lifts you off into space. And I really can't think of that many games that have done something like that at all.
Yeah, but the thing about
even-
Minecraft is, every time that you boot it up, it's like a whole new world. This is just the same thing, and there's nothing in between the planets except space. And I mean, I
But that's
realized
the
that there was
point.
really no way around that because, you know, space, but...
And the thing I want you to guys recognize is that I wasn't saying is this new Minecraft. I was bringing up a talking point of could it be next Minecraft, and we're sort of
I'm not
we
saying
sort
that
of
you're
got
defending it.
yeah we sort of got a Tim no, a Jesse yes, and a me. To be honest, no.
Hold on, why
it
the
doesn't-
fuck are you
it-
putting wings on this?
Trust me when I say it helps in the atmosphere because it gets all wibbly wobbly and stuff.
Yeah, stabilization, all that sort of crap.
Yeah, exactly.
But, like, once it's
I
in
realize,
space, they're
like,
not going to do anything.
I know, no. See here, since I've filmed this, like I filmed this like almost a week ago actually, and at this point I put in about double the amount of time I originally had in, and I've realized that putting wings on this doesn't work as well as just putting stabilization modules. I only thought you could have one stabilization module and stuff like that, so I didn't put any more on there.
You know what would make your ship even more stable? If you
What?
balanced it and didn't put, like, fuel tanks inside of other fuel tanks.
Strangely enough, this almost works, which is the funny part about this game, is that some of the most ludicrous designs are actually working. Like, I've built a swastika ship before,
Of
and
course
it
you
actually
did.
got me into it got me into orbit, so...
Our
It's
Holocaust
just the most
survivor viewers will be so proud.
I know.
You
but it
evil,
actually
evil
works,
bastard.
like...
And I guess that could be said. You could say that that's one of the big things that really makes the game stand out is all this stupid stuff that you can do makes it work.
Yeah, I mean it's the strangest thing. I've much like Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. This game, I have to bring that up whenever I mention card games because that's like, well, to me right now that is the second best one to this. Like this game obviously has a little bit more power behind it and it requires more resources than Banjo-Kazooie did. But Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts is definitely a close second, and like that game, you can build ridiculous things in this. I've seen YouTube videos where people actually build trains. Like,
Wait, have you played
I don't-
Nuts and Bolts?
I have actually.
We were just talking, like, 20 minutes ago. You said that you've never played Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah, not one or two, not in the N64.
You played Nuts and Bolts, and then you weren't, like, intrigued to go back and play Banjo-Kazooie?
No, because I've heard all the complaints and people going, "Oh, this isn't to the legacy of the game at all. I don't want to fucking play this shit." It's like, but this is fun. Like, I didn't want to go back and play a platforming game if all I wanted to do was customize cars. Like, if that's what it was, then so be it. But I didn't want to play it if it was just I played that game because it had car customization. I didn't play it for any other reason, so...
You're the worst kind of person.
I'm
I
not.
understand
I
the
just love my
swastika rocket
customization.
now.
I love my customization. That's what I play games for, is because I can customize something and do something with it. I don't want to just... It's like drawing, but applied drawing.
Alright, so now
I
that we're
can
already
make-
talking about Banjo-Kazooie, we might as well just mention it now. Starting this Friday, we will be releasing a classic video game review once a week, every Friday.
More or less.
Yeah.
So
Less or more.
stay tuned for that. It might be Banjo-Kazooie.
It
I
all
don't-
depends
I
on
don't
how we
really-
feel.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have much to really say on the old games.
I don't have
'cause
much to
again,
really
I know-
say about this piece of shit.
Oh, now you're just getting defensive now.
No, I don't like this game.
I love this game.
How are you
This
at
game to me
65
is
meters?
fun.
You're on the ground.
Well, that's
It's
above
probably
water.
height of tip of it's probably height tip of the
The
cockpit.
tip of the cockpit is on the ground.
No, what? Do you not know how spaceships work?
I'm looking at your spaceship and coming to the conclusion that you don't know how spaceships work.
This is why
cockpit is
I
on
could
top
argue
of
that this
the
game
ship.
has merit because you guys are getting all pissy about a little spaceship, and that's kind of fun in its own sort of way.
love this game with a passion because this is my kind of game.
It's not a game. You know what? We're going to talk about things that aren't games because we brought this up on the podcast. This is not a game.
This is a game.
This is a simulator. And it's not a game.
Simulators are games.
This is no more of a game than Dear Esther is. And I know that I was on the complete other side of the path on the podcast, but this is not a game.
Good God, man. You just got hateful in this episode. What is with you?
You put down Banjo-Kazooie.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh. I see.
Wow.
Wow. And it's not even like I put it down. It's just,
You put it down enough.
You get real defensive about your games.
Yeah, people tend to do that about games they give a shit about.
I can't think
How
of
is
one
this
game
flying?
other- Exactly! That's the
Magic
point!
and
It
duct
looks like it's
tape
held.
and-
What the fuck just happened?
That's the point! I don't know how it's flying.
Alright, so we're gonna end this
not
episode
anymore.
on you dying.
No.
Ladies and
We'll
gentlemen, thank
continue
you
it.
for watching Kerbal Space Program. We have decisively gone with the not ripping each other's throats out option of ending this. So Tim, Jesse, thank you for discussing Kerbal Space Program. Goodbye.